No. Doesn't look like it.
Maybe nobody told him. You're not invited. Fuck yeah.
Joe, not invited.
Is that what we should name this episode? Not invited?
100%. He doesn't even know about it. I'm going to text him now.
So you're not invited to this episode, Joe.
It's time for Bourbon with Friends, the bourbon podcast that never takes itself too seriously. Pull up a chair, grab a glass, and remember, a bourbon with friends can change the world. Here we go.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Bourbon with Friends. Myself, Martin, and Jerm are here to talk about whiskeys from around the world and how a bourbon with friends or whiskey can change the world. How the fuck are you guys? I haven't talked to you guys in a minute. And welcome, Jerm.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Thank you.
Adrian looked like Adrian grew a beard. Awesome.
So yeah, guys, I was gonna do the blonde wig and the New York
That was
hat
gonna be great.
and all of that, but I figured it would be too, like, I don't know. People would realize very quickly that it wasn't Adrian. The beard might give it away. Last time I checked, she doesn't have a beard. No, and I
haven't seen her in a week.
I'm definitely not as good looking as Adrian. So I'm pretty sure people would have figured that out right away. So then I'd just be sitting here with a wig on, and it'd be kind of weird. So
I don't know. You may have gotten Martin there for a second.
Yeah, and also
that's not hard to do.
Okay, you can't just he just comes on the fucking show, dude. God damn it. No, it's awesome, man. It's good to have you on the show. Obviously, I don't know, you know something about whiskey. I think you even have some whiskey at some. I think so back there.
Yeah, most of that is gin, actually. Just all. It's all gin.
It's like, you know what, actually, it's red wine, actually. So I'm actually in Corey's vault right now. So,
right?
Yeah.
I do. I know a thing or two about whiskey. Not. I guess that. Wait a minute. I can't say that. That's somebody else's tagline.
Nobody cares.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean, I know a little bit about whiskey.
Yeah. Well, for the
always striving to learn more and know more and all that, and never would I once say that even in 30 years from now would say that I know all there is to know about whiskey, because that would be ridiculous. But
it would be.
And yes, I do have a few.
You do have a few. For the people who don't know you, I'm pretty sure most of the people who would watch this are very aware of who you are. And you met people who don't know you might already guess by the accent. Where are you from, Jerm?
What's your guess? I am from northern Wisconsin. Yeah, yes, California. No, I am from northern Wisconsin. And yes, if you don't know me, my name is Jerm. It is a nickname that I acquired as a very young child, and it just sticks. It's way easier than saying Jeremy, and it's spelled with a G, or it's spelled with a J, not a G. So not that kind of germ. So if you spray me with Lysol, I don't go away.
Oh,
fuck.
Oh,
I know. Trust me, people have tried.
It's honestly at this point, because whenever I get back from one of our meetups or something like that, and I'm like, I'll talk to my mom. She's like, "What did you all do?" And blah blah. I always say Jerm, and she finally goes, "What's his name?" I'm like, it's Jeremy. It took me half a second, because I'm just like, I never use that. I only ever use Jerm. But it took me half a second. She goes, "Do you not know his name?" I'm like, I do obviously know his name. I'm like, but I call him Jerm. That's what we call him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I didn't want to tell her the other nickname, because that'd be weird to explain to your mom. But I went with, no, his name's Jeremy. So
I mean, your mom's single, right? You could fill her in on it.
She is. Well, okay. She's like, all of a sudden you show up in my house. I'm like, what the hell?
Obviously joking.
At least I get a lot of whiskey out of the deal. So that's pretty cool.
That'd be a weird conversation. How did Martin's mom die?
Yeah, skewered. Skewered.
And it's gone already.
Yeah. Well, thank God, there's no way my mom could figure out YouTube. So don't worry, she'll never see this. So.
You're gonna start sending your mom the links.
Yeah, she won't. Are you kidding me? How long I've been trying to get an open link? Like I do it all the time. She doesn't know how to do it, man.
just touch it, Mom. Just touch it.
I've been trying to
don't
tell
touch
her
it.
She does this. She does the pinch. Like, and I'm like, stop doing the fucking pinch. Like, just type the fucking link, and it just never happens. So, yeah. Well, but anyways,
moms are great. Moms are great.
Yes, well, cheers. Well, yeah, cheers to
Cheers
you,
to moms.
Cheers to moms, dude. Right after Father's Day, let's cheers to moms.
Hell yeah.
Speaking of
Father's Day, I hope everybody had a good Father's Day. I know neither of you two are dads, I don't think. I mean, that you know of anyways, right?
I haven't been back to certain countries in a while. I have no clue.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I hope everybody had a good Father's Day.
Yeah, you too, sir, since you're the only father here.
Yeah. It was great. Me and my little dude we hung out all weekend. Just kind of him and I didn't do much, just hanged out, went out to dinner. Yeah, it was fun.
Sometimes those are the best.
Yeah, it was.
What like? Sorry,
a terrible laugh. You shouldn't start with that.
Sorry,
Usually when that starts coming out, I know this next comment is going to be gold.
No, it's not. It's not going to be as bad as you think. But no, like I guess at what age, like if they stop, like like making a big deal, do you give a fuck at some point, or is it like you're like no, because like I don't know, like for me and my dad, like I'll text them real quick, but that's it. Like we don't do. We also live in different states, but like. At what point is this just like you won't be like, fuck, he didn't say it to me?
Right. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. I'm not there yet at that point.
Yeah.
But I do feel like there is that point. It does happen. And Dad still used the day as an excuse to go buy some crazy ass grill or, stand outside and smoke a brisket for, whatever amount of time and just drink beer or whatever all day. And, just have the day to themselves and do whatever. But
probably just because like you get a lot of those days as they get older anyway, so it's not as I get it. You guys thought it was gonna be something worse. I don't know why I laughed before that question. It was actually a totally normal question.
It was actually very tame. Very tame.
It was pretty tame. You know what I mean? Actually kind of kind even. But no, I get your guys' apprehension to what I did there.
So I see we're all actually drinking something. What are we drinking, Brian?
I'm drinking whiskey without the E.
Oh,
it is a Ardbeg anthology. Anthology. So it's their very rare 14-year-old unicorn tail.
Unicorn tail.
Yeah.
Okay. So they had I don't remember. I thought it was also called Anthology, but it was the Harpy's Tail, and that was a 13-year-old.
Yeah. So I
don't know that.
Would you just get a bunch of new shit?
What
else did you have back there? Those look like new bottles I've never seen before.
Those?
Yeah.
Those are the same ones you have. Nelson Brothers.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I tried them. Yeah, I can't remember. Like, I don't know. We get a lot of bottles. But they look different than mine. Which ones are those?
Calvados cask and whatever. That cask. I know I'm going to fuck it up.
It starts with a C and ends with a dose.
Yes. And then their regular.
Oh, okay. No, those are the same. They look weird. Looks different to me. What did you think of them?
I haven't opened up the soured mash. I opened up the other one. That's good. Really strong on the apple.
Yeah, I like it. I like that one. Jerm, what are you drinking?
I am drinking Black Butte.
Whoa.
The what the hell is it called? Deschutes Brewery. So they make beer. They've been a craft beer producer for a while. And this place, I think it's the same company as the brewery, turned their Black Butte beer into a single malt whiskey.
That's pretty cool.
It is very cool.
So
what do you think of it?
I think it's excellent, actually. It's new oak aged, and I'm always going to be preferential to used oak aging, but it does a nice. It is new oak for sure. 5 years and number 4 American new.
every time you say Butte, I'm thinking of Finding Nemo, where you touch the butt.
Touch the butt.
That and your comment before the episode started.
Oh,
Not appropriate to say right now, but that was funny.
let's get us canceled on Jerm's first episode.
I would feel honored, actually.
That'd be badass because we've been on for a year and we've been cool. So
Sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, if it hasn't happened yet.
yeah. So I'm drinking Deer Hammer, also called Deer Hammer. It looks like that. It's a American single malt. It's actually one that I bought it a while ago. I mean, I bought it when I lived in Colorado. I don't think I can even find any Deer Hammer out here, but it's only 46%. It's nothing crazy. It's just one of their standard bottles that they're out of Buena Vista, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Buena Vista, Colorado. At first, I got to say, I did not like this bottle at all. I remember opening it and being like, nope.
Damn it.
It was just something really off with it. And then I kept trying. Then I stopped for about 6 or 7 months. Went back to it. It's great. I would 100%. I as soon as I can find another bottle, I'd buy another bottle of this. And I've seen some other cool releases they put out since because they were relatively new in the grand scheme of things. But I've seen some other stuff, and I would. It's a really great bottle. It's just I just couldn't get on with it at first, and those are my favorite kinds.
Yeah, when you dislike it right away, and then it turns into something that you really enjoy. I know there's been a lot of whiskeys that I've had that the first pour was like phenomenal, and I mean it's like and then anything subsequent is just that it falls short of that first experience, and I don't know if that's because of something changing with the whiskey or whatever, but or if that first experience was just so good that it's hard to match.
Right.
Yeah. I think the one thing that I try to keep in mind is maybe just it's just a style or obviously a grain. It could be anything, any number of factors. It's factors I haven't experienced yet. So I'm starting off with it being like this is shit. I don't like it. And then I get used to it because I'm actually trying to do it. And then maybe I go off and try other things and something matches up and I come back and I found that again, or I found that note. And then I'm like, oh shit, it was in that one whiskey I hated. And then I go back and try it. And now I'm like, oh no, I can approach it now because I've been acclimated a little bit better to it. But then there's just stuff that like no, I know I'll never like this. The one I threw in the fire last summer, that one I'm never going to like. I can't. I've tried it multiple times, and it's never going to be one that I'm not ever going to do.
Just not there on it.
It's never going to happen. Just can't do it. So I tried. But that's my explanation. It's good though. I really like this one.
Slow and steady.
It wins the race a lot of times, from what I hear.
It does. It very much does.
It's like a fable. Well, so Jerm, again, for people who may not know, I would say if I can be so bold,
you may.
Thank you. I would say that American single malt is more your thing.
Single malt in general, for
Single,
sure.
yeah.
And I do like to lean on the American single malt quite heavy. I mean, obviously, single malt has been around since whiskey's been around.
Sure.
That was basically the first whiskey ever created was malt whiskey. I mean, they grew barley, they turned it into whiskey. Obviously, distillation had been around a little bit longer than whiskey has because of turning wine into brandies and so on and so forth. But worldwide, single malt is the spirit, and up until January of this year, America didn't have a dog in the fight, and now we do. So, even distilleries have been creating it for what's the first American single malt released in 1996. So I mean, few and far between at that time, but it's gotten more frequently. And since about 2015 or so, it's kind of been ramping up exponentially. And now that we got it as an official category, we have that presence in the worldwide stage when you talk whiskey. Because obviously no other place can make bourbon. That's America's thing only. So, you can't get a bourbon from Scotland and compare it to a bourbon from America. But now you can get in a single malt from America and a single malt from Scotland and have an apples to apples comparison, which is very kind of cool. So I do lean on that American single malt thing. I think it's cool. We get to see that develop. And realistically, nobody alive today was around when bourbon was created. So, I mean, there's a few things like, I think 1960, I don't remember the year, 1962 or 1964 or something like that. Bourbon was made the official spirit of America, but bourbon as a category was created well before any of that.
Well, Joe was there, but he was present for that. But that's cool. I mean, to be at the beginning of something like that. Right. I think I don't remember who we were talking to. It's somebody maybe a couple interviews back, and that was it. It was just like because they were very aware. It might have been Jack. Very aware, obviously, of who we consider the legends in Scotch, and to think of who that could be, going with American single malt. And not that that's a necessary thing, but they're legends for a reason because they moved the needle. They changed things. They pushed stuff forward. They created new expressions. They pushed brands forward that were, and distillers forward that were interesting and fun and gave back to their communities too. And I think that's cool to watch. And, you bring up names like, and we talk about him a lot, Murphy. I mean, like that is somebody I think is like, is at the forefront of all this. And I think that's cool to think of where you see them in the future.
I like where you're going with that. And I think, obviously I have a handful of who could be those people for American single malt. Yeah. And I feel like Murphy is like America's equivalent to Dr. Bill.
Yeah. Glenmorangie.
I would even say let's go back a little bit farther because you got to remember Murphy's mentor at Stranahan's was Rob Dietrich.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So I think I'm going to give the credit to Rob Dietrich for putting Murphy Quinn in his spot for where he's at today and his growth and potential. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And Dietrich over there at Stranahan's, obviously no longer family owned, but still pumping out great whiskey.
Well, Dietrich's not there anymore. He's with Blackened.
Oh, okay. That's right.
Yeah.
Making damn good cigars. Yes. But actually, I have not had a M81 in a while. And that's still probably one of my most easy go-to favorite, like reliable cigars that I can I've never had a bad experience with one. And I remember that I thought, like, I didn't know, like when I first got into cigars, when I see like celebrity related things, I'm always a little, but even when Joe is saying, no, that's a good cigar, I'm like, okay, right on. I'll try it out. And he was right. That's still one of my favorites. So yeah, there could be, that. I mean, that is like kind of that's the old, like, who's your Mount Rushmore of American single malt pioneers? And I think Murphy, and I think that Rob, I think that, geez, who else would it be?
Well, I mean, what are we talking? Mount Rushmore, what is that? 4 or 5?
5.
I don't know. I've never been there. Yeah.
We're waiting to put the 5th one on there. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah. We're going to chisel out another piece of fucking stone and put a face.
Staying out of that.
I definitely got to put Murphy in there.
Yeah.
And I know he's passed now, but Steve McCarthy's got to be on there.
100%.
Yeah. I mean, as the pioneer of American single malt, credited with the first one, he's got to be on there. And still, the company is making top-notch single malt whiskey to this day. Let's see who else. Jared Hempstead. He's got to be there.
Yeah.
What about Miles?
Miles.
From
Westward.
Westward.
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, because they're one of the founders.
I'm going to go with because and they kind of pioneered the because obviously over in that area, craft beer is a huge thing, right? And that's, craft beer started kind of over there in that general area in that Pacific Northwest. They're using that to their advantage and taking that beer and turning it into single malt whiskey. And that's kind of a Pacific Northwest thing. Like there isn't many other places that do that, regionally. So that's kind of a cool pioneering thing for American single malt.
100%.
I like that. I'm blanking on the name at Westward also.
Thomas Jefferson. I think that's what it was.
Yeah, Thomas Jefferson.
Gotta be on there. He just
I'm pretty sure he's already on but that's okay.
I mean, I think George Washington made whiskey as well. So
yeah, or he had people. He may have had people make it for him. You know what I mean?
Actually, I think he may have made it because there's a distillery.
He did it himself.
Vernon.
Yeah,
I think so. There's a distillery at Mount Vernon, and it still operates. I mean, it's very traditional wood fire still.
I went there as a kid.
Small batch stuff. Expensive whiskey, but
is it really?
Yeah, it's like if I remember correctly, it's like $250 for a bottle of rye.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. It's
unless
spendy.
It's in the same still and same ingredients and same yeast strain.
Well, obviously, yeast is you can keep a yeast strain and reuse it and keep it forever, but my guess is there was a loss there somewhere.
Yeah, there had to be.
Probably.
Yeah. And the still obviously wouldn't still be usable at this point. But
I just
on the same location.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. I went there as a kid.
I believe it's a water powered grain mill.
Oh.
So they do all the busting up of the grains and use water to power the wheels. So that's kind of cool. I mean, it's a neat thing. I would love to see it. That's very, very traditional and as original as you can get. But again,
yeah, we went there on our. It was like 1998, so I would have went there. I mean, obviously, probably still would have been there, but I doubt they were doing much with it at that time. Whiskey wasn't like. I mean, I wasn't drinking whiskey. I was in 8th grade, but I was, but not like that. You know what I mean, like
I was gonna say,
I was, but like stealing it from your parents, type of thing.
Right.
And then replacing it. I didn't have to replace it with my parents. They're just like, good, he's drinking. But
about damn time.
Took them long enough. But no, it's at that time, like I just remember being like I was a little fucking shit when I was in 8th grade, and even when I got to those grounds, I'm like, the Potomac is behind it, it's just fucking beautiful. But like, it's I'd be curious to go back and see that because I don't know, it's cool. I wonder how many like little like tourist things I went and saw, because I remember I found some pictures of me when I was a kid, and like it's just off the road, like obviously just snapped just like Polaroids of me in Scotland, but like over my shoulders, like the Green Welly, it's like a gas station, but it's like also like a really famous like whiskey shop in Scotland. So it's just like I didn't give a shit then. I was wearing a fucking, remember the movie Hook?
Yeah.
I was wearing a Hook shirt with a Bulls hat, and I was standing next to my sister who was wearing a fucking The New Kids on the Block shirt. So like we didn't care about whiskey at all, dude. Like we were just 90s kids, man.
Were either one of you wearing Zumba pants?
No, I was wearing red shorts. Yeah. Like I'm pretty sure they were Bulls shorts as well. I was a big Bulls fan back in the day. Yeah,
Adidas,
my sister Zumbas. I don't know that I ever owned Zumbas. I'm pretty sure I didn't.
I think I had one pair.
I had a buddy who lived in his, like, he lived in every single it was like he had like 8 different pairs of Bears ones, like fucking Bulls ones for sure. His mom had the same ones. I don't think they wore the same ones, but they had the same ones. And they had a lot of them, and they wore them a lot. I still do, if I'm being honest with you.
I mean,
Indiana, man.
They're pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think they're still around, are they?
I can only lift one shoulder right now, so I couldn't tell you. I'm half sure.
We need to get you AI so that way it can like assist you, so you can just like turn and like say something to it. Yeah. Get you meta. I'm surprised they don't give you that now when they give you like a new shoulder. Like just they give you like a little thing that you can press.
Yeah, a little robotic shoulder.
Hey, meta. And you're just talking to your shoulder. Tell me what munging is.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna be done after this one. Wow, that was good.
There you go. Well, Jerm, it's good to have you on board, brother. Obviously,
absolutely, I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, it's just a meet and greet. We're hanging out. I mean, obviously, you know, we've hung before, but it's going to be good. You know, obviously, a new perspective, a different perspective here on Bourbon With Friends, and we'll have a whole slew of new people coming on and hanging out with us over the next couple whatever time here. So
yeah. You know, and I know definitely a few of the guests that you've had on prior to are people that I would love to have talked to, you know.
Yeah, and people you know too. You have other you know quite a few people yourself. So I think it'll be fun to get back into it. And that's a cool thing. Maybe like having some returning guests. I think that's now that you know you're a year in, I think it's totally okay to have someone come back, see where they're at, new releases, new things they're putting out, new changes. So I'd love to get some people back on. And so down in the comments, put who you want back on. No, it's okay. We'll figure it out. We don't need your help. But like
don't listen to Martin. Jesus Christ.
I'm just joking. I'm tired.
Tired.
That's his excuse.
That's my excuse. I'm tired.
He was drained earlier, probably.
Oh, it was.
I mean, can't fault the guy for getting drained.
You know, sometimes a guy has to get drained once in a while. You know what I mean? And then you got to run around. So
I didn't get drained. I got replaced.
Did you?
Just in the shoulder.
Yeah, he got his shoulder replaced. Now he can't even drain himself.
No, it's bullshit.
Unless you're ambidextrous, then you're okay.
My right shoulder's fused.
You get one of those like hands.
A lot of wrist action. You work on the wrist.
Get like the grip hand and just, you know,
the grip hand.
Dude, you see those people that like make their breakfast where they throw it's like one of those like Rick Moranis fucking Honey I Shrunk the Kids machines, and it like just pours them coffee. You just get one to, you know what I mean? You got time.
Yeah, like you started off with a marble and it does.
I'm so using this as a fucking short now. This is great.
That's what I mean, dude. That you just got to think of these things. I'm sure you've got some string and a mousetrap laying around somewhere, like in your house, dude. That's how you make these
dominoes.
Things.
You know,
I've seen them. I've seen the videos. Yeah.
What videos?
You never seen them?
You've never seen these?
I probably have, but I've been on drugs recently.
Oh, so was I, brother, and I still saw him. You know what I mean?
We were on different drugs.
That's true. But no, like
we do not condone drugs.
Oh God, no, we don't. I don't know what we're talking about. But
mine are prescribed.
Exactly. So there's these videos, and there's like multiple ones. They started off with like you remember fucking Honey I Shrunk the Kids, where he got up and he did like a fucking marble went down and it lit a lighter, and then that snapped the string, and then it did this, and it was really just to make Eggos or something like that. Similar things, but nowadays
have you seen Honey I Shrunk the Kids?
Yeah, that's where we should have started.
Yeah, I knew what you were talking about the whole time. I just didn't want to.
Okay, so there's this ant at the end of it. No, there's this dead ant that you're going to become really attached to throughout the whole thing, and it dies at the end, and it's fucking depressing. And then the rest of your life, you never want to see a dead ant. No, it's basically nowadays they've got these fucking like things that I'll see on like, I don't know, whatever, TikTok. And it's just like these kids who do these wild tricks, but they show you how many fucking times it takes them to do it.
Yeah.
And it's like 3 to 4 hours of trying to get one shot that works. And it's insane. So
like throwing the CD and trying to get it to go into the Xbox and all that. Yeah.
That's fucking insane. Like I would never have taken the time to do that. That's insane. We were doing drugs. No, I'm just joking.
We should get some cheap whiskey and try to do it that way into a glass of some type.
Well, now it's kind of like we should try something. Now that I said that, I don't know. We'll figure something. We'll think of a trick.
We'll come up with something.
Somehow I pour it from my screen to Jerm's, and Jerm sends a 12-incher up to Martin.
Well, it just does this. It just comes in a frame.
It's a whiskey thief.
Just like sort of balances like.
The reference is the whiskey thief.
Yes, the whiskey thief. There it is.
How it goes from one area to another, but magically. We just don't know how the fuck we're gonna do it.
Yeah, it's got a little hole on the end. You go like this with it.
Yep.
All right, guys.
Speaking of whiskey thief.
Yeah, what?
Have you thiefed anything out of a barrel? Brian, I'm pretty sure you have.
Yeah.
Since you're at the distillery, but I guess
only a journeyman. Only a journeyman.
You have, okay.
Yeah.
I have never personally done it. I've had it straight out of the barrel, but from a whiskey thief, but I've never been holding on to the thief.
Yeah, they did they have the distillers tour, and I wish they had it at the Valpo one. I think Patty said they might have it now, but that's because they only recently.
Now that they're running. Yeah.
But the distillers tour was fucking way too much alcohol. It's like 16 or 17 different things they'll pour for you. That's all their whiskeys, all their vodkas, gins, whatever the fuck else.
All of it.
Cordials, everything. And then you get 3 pulls out of 3 different barrels. It's their rye, bourbon, and then I can't remember what the other one was. I think wheat. It was their wheated. It was their wheated stuff. And like it was the corsets, obviously. So those are the only times I've ever done it, though. I've always wanted to do it from like single malt. I've never done that. So yeah, I'd love to. Yeah.
Weird how I've invited you so many times, and no, you just don't want to come and thief from a barrel.
I do want to come, but thieving from a barrel. No, I do one of these days. I will. I just don't travel well. You know what I mean? That's not true. I travel all the time.
I was gonna say that's bullshit.
I travel. That was a lie. But no, I'll figure it out. I want to do it in Scotland. That's where I'd love to be able to do it. I'd love to do it in an old fucking dunnage warehouse, surrounded by Scottish people, and that short little guy at Lagavulin talking shit to me. What's his name? He's the little fella that does all the tours.
Yeah. What the hell is his name?
Ian something.
That's McGregor. No, that's not right.
It might be. I mean, I gotta be honest.
It's not a guess.
Throw a dart in Scotland, and you're gonna get it. And Ian McGregor come back and be like, "Hey, yeah, lost your dart." There's a lot of them, dude. I think that was my mom's neighbor. So yeah, it's Ian something, but he's a fucking legend, and he just sits there sometimes, and people are like trying to like get the bunghole off, or fucking
beat
like,
around it.
Yeah, and he's just like, fucking strike it. And he's just like talking shit to them. It's great. I love that. And plus,
let's see if we can plan a trip next year to go out there.
That's the thing. If you could, if there was, we'll end it on this question. If you could have, or would want to. So this is anything that's ever been. So anything that's ever been barreled, that is now no longer something. Would you have wanted to taste straight from the barrel?
Ooh.
Like right before it was bottled, you get to try it from the barrel first.
And the bottle doesn't exist anymore? Or like the
it could. I mean, it still could. Yeah, it still could. But if there was something that includes stuff that's not in existence anymore.
Man. Realistically for me, the Bruichladdich Yellow Submarine.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
That would have been good. Yeah.
Damn.
That would have been good.
What about you, Martin?
Yeah. I don't know. I think I would have liked to
Do you want to think longer?
Yeah, I should have thought of my own answer to my own question.
Yeah, you should have. I got
Uh,
one.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so I think I would love to go back to my family's distillery back in the day and pull out one of their 60-year barrels and pull straight from that.
Yeah,
I mean, that would be horrible.
it'd be terrible. I wouldn't want to get it. Yeah, it'd be terrible. I don't know. I think for me, it would have to be one of those old vintage ball blairs.
Yeah.
But plus, it's such a small distillery, and it's like if you look at what their dunnage warehouse look like, I mean, it's insane. I mean, they've talked about barrels that they have found that they forgot about because they're so deep and they're so compact and small. That they pulled stuff like, oh shit, like here's like a vintage that we could do from blah 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 here, and I just feel like a lot of those had to have tasted amazing. I mean, most of them they didn't proof down too much if they did at all. From the vintage line, I think some of the ones from the 2000s were down to just 46, but a lot of them were fine, like it just at cast strength. But straight out of the barrel, I bet that was beautiful. In a warehouse that's that old, I mean, the elements would have just done so much to it, and I think that'd be badass. So, anything Ball Blair vintage, it didn't matter what it was. I would have liked to try that.
And now you made me think of, and now I can't think of the name of the place, but it's Kleinleash now. But it used to be
Brora. You talking about
Brora? Yeah,
that would be
something from them would be fun.
Oh,
yeah. And I got to imagine that there's still a Brora made whiskey sitting in that warehouse somewhere. At least one.
You would think so, just hidden away that they don't know about, or they lost,
or they know about and they're waiting.
Yeah. Well, that's it too. And I mean, there was not too terribly long ago. I mean, I think right around when I even made my page on Instagram that there was still flora and faunas that were coming out of expressions of Brora. Now they're fucking expensive as shit, but like,
they're stupid.
But at the same time, they were still releasing them. I don't know if they are anymore. I mean, they were doing the same thing for Rosebank, but now they're back. So you haven't seen too much indies come out of Rosebank. That means there probably just isn't stock, or they bought it all back potentially. Yeah. And so who knows? But you'll probably start seeing Rosebank shit come out. But I'm sure that will not be the same. But I'd love to. I've never tried a Rosebank. I'd love to.
I'd like to compare an old versus a new.
Yeah. Same with Imperial. Imperial's another one I wish I would have tried more from.
It's weird how we can make a trip and talk to these people and have fun with it. And
who, in Scotland?
No, fucking America. Yes, Scotland.
Oh, like oh, but America. Well, one of these days we will.
Yeah, you just got to convince your better half now to let you out.
It's a bucket list thing for me is to head over there, both Scotland and Ireland.
Oh yeah, I figured if we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it right, and who knows, make it 2 weeks.
Yeah, you gotta, because I mean, there's just too much stuff to do over there, and I want to go over there so bad, and obviously for the whiskey stuff, but there's a lot of other non-whiskey stuff that I would like to do there, castles and those beautiful green hills and all that, all that stuff. I'd like to see all that.
I want to golf.
See, I'm not a golfer.
Yeah, I know, but it's the home of golf.
It is.
Yeah.
And you can drink a lot more there.
Yeah. I mean, I'd go to St. Andrews and hang out. I'm sure they've got a great bar.
They have a great bar at St. Andrews.
And my sister lives like an hour and a half from there, I think. Something like that. Yeah. Little town called St. Coombs. So she out there. I mean, yeah, one of these days. I want to golf, but I want to make a fool of myself on one of the most legendary golf courses in the fucking world.
I'm going to. I have 2 big shoulders now. I'm going to be the worst fucking player out of all of us.
Or it could be like,
I don't know if I'd go that far.
No, trust me. It could be like rookie of the year, and you end up having a fantastic swing now. You know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? You never know. It could happen. That was like that sound like he did, like when he'd go back, it was like a gear. I'm like, what did they put a fucking gear in his arm too? It's just a cast. What the fuck is
I can't even lift my arm right now. This is it.
Yeah. I can't even.
Nope, that was too much. I'm done.
Oh, imagine someone like just starts watching right there. They're like, oh, they're just doing this. All right.
That'd be a weird place to start watching.
It'd be a weird place to start watching.
Yeah, 40 minutes in. Yeah, good for you guys.
41 minutes.
All right, everybody. No matter where you're at in the world, remember a whiskey or bourbon with friends can change the world. Jerm, I'll let you get your little glass going.
Yeah, you can't cheers an empty glass, so I gotta have something.
No, I can't. All right, everybody. Cheers. No matter where you're at.
Cheers.
Cheers. All right, guys, I want to thank our sponsor, 10th Mountain Whiskey. You can find them on all social media platforms, as well as 10thwhiskey.com. You can use the code BWF15 for a 15% discount. That's pretty cool. Get some money off. Buy your friends something. Buy your family something. If your friends like whiskey, if your family likes whiskey, you can buy them that. But if they don't, you can buy them a hat. We'd love for you to go there and check them out and buy their products. You can also find them in 42 different states through online distribution, as well as 30 states across the country through regular retail distribution, guys. That's pretty cool. And it's growing because, well, no, the distribution is growing. We're not getting more states. So basically, if you do have any questions, you can reach out to 10thwhiskey.com. They'll be happy to answer anything that you may have. And of course, we thank 10th Mountain Whiskey for being our sponsor on the podcast.
That's it for this episode of Bourbon with Friends. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss a single episode. While you're at it, leave us a review to make it easier for others to find the show. You can also check us out on Instagram at Bwfpodcast. Thanks for listening.